Hi everyone, Agnes here. Now I'm going to do a video for you about one particular thing that I think is really important to discuss and address if you really want to deepen your relationships and if you already have one. Now, if you don't have one, this one thing is something to let go of if you really would like a relationship. Now, you might be using this one thing in either scenario to fuel your insecurity. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what it is soon, but firstly I'm going to go through 4 habits you may have that can be a repellent. So if you want a really high quality person, or to stay with the high quality person you've managed to attract but your insecurities are kicking in, then have a think about these. Now, firstly, are you, 1, taking a lot of selfies? Number 2, checking your reflection when you walk past a shop window? Number 3, looking at your own self on social media, as in your own social media or pictures other people have tagged you in? Number 4, are you looking at yourself on your phone, on your reverse camera? And this is one I'm seeing a lot on the bus when I'm traveling around London. Okay, people using their cameras to check themselves out. Now, so the question is, are you doing it A, to self-criticize and look for imperfections, or B, for self-admiration and putting a lot of emphasis on your looks? Okay, now things to reflect on. Number 1, if you do it for the first reason, A, to self-criticize, you are saying, infinite intelligence, God, source, didn't do a good job on me and I need to look better. So the question is, for who? Okay? So, next bit. Now, firstly, you got to think about looks will fade, and then what? If you have been relying on your looks, you will end up finding more insecure, and you will become more insecure and more feeling not good enough as you get older. So if you work from within, remind yourself, source made me perfectly and I am to bring outwards my light, my skills, my talents, and my love, and let go of this little superficial self that is fixated on my external shell, then that is something that can really help you to feel good within yourself, as well as how you are within the dynamic of a meaningful relationship with a high quality person. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you some good examples of these. Good examples of people, actors, that, I'm going to use people that we all know for good self-acceptance and self-love. These people, I think, radiate this out, and it would be Judi Dench, the actress, Morgan Freeman, the actor, Helen Mirren, the actress, Denzel Washington, the actor, and Michael Singer, who is the author, who has written some books, and he's done a wonderful course called Living from a Place of Surrender. Now, number 2, if you've always had issues with your looks, but it's been something where you feel unattractive, then self-love and self-acceptance is again the same. To practice it so that you feel inner calm, groundedness, peace, inner love, and that shines through. Okay? So examples again for you to have a look at. Now, there is an amazing guy called Robert Hogue, and he does a YouTube, which I will link down below, called Own Your Face. Number 2, there is a wonderful young man in Australia who I have mentioned before. His name is Nick, and he doesn't have any arms and legs, and I'm going to put his YouTube down below. He has got a beautiful wife, children, an amazing family, and thank you to Charlene for today showing me a wonderful couple called Squirmy and Grubs. Some of you may already know them on YouTube. and they have a very unique relationship which they share on their channel. So I'll put the links to all of those down below. So in terms of your looks, male or female, which one are you? Have you been relying on your looks, or have you thought, I'm definitely not attractive? So have you put yourself above, or have you put yourself below the line? Because we can do it in both directions. Either way, developing your inside self is the key to freedom, mental and emotional. Now, it is I think, something that's got more attention now that we have social media, now that we have internet. Not that it wasn't there before, but I think this has really shone the magnifying glass on this topic. So if you really get to the place, and I can tell you that in my relationship, you know, my partner said, you know, quite a few times to me, I'm really glad you don't have social media anymore. I'm really glad that you don't put the focus on your looks, but that you take care of yourself. So I think it is about getting to the place where, as a spiritual being, you let go of this level of operating, that this no longer becomes the most important thing, that you become self-obsessed and self-fixated about, and you think that that's the most important thing to the opposite sex. So I find the people that don't have this are really unique, definitely in a minority, and really interesting people to be around. Really interesting people to be around. And I think it is definitely something that if you do overcome it, honestly, your whole world changes, because you take care of yourself and you make sure that you look neat and tidy, and you make sure that you dress yourself with dignity and respect, but that you don't put all your eggs in that basket where that's the thing that you know, you're all women that are always touching their hair, or, you know, worried about what glasses they're wearing, or the car that they drive, or it extends not just to the physical body, it's those things that we own. So it's this thing that we feel a certain way when we've got these things in place, and that we look to these external things for our inner security. So let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know where you're at in this part of the journey. And also, you know, if you can start to think about this, how do I relate in my relationships around this topic? Is this something that I have done? Have I got a self-obsession with how I look? And has it affected my relationships? That's the question that, if you want to comment on down below as well, I would love to hear your thoughts. So, men and women, I'd love to hear your thoughts. No matter what age, no matter what culture, no matter what sexual preference, no matter what gender, I would love to hear all your comments from all around the world and see how you're going with this. Lots of love, and I will see you in the next YouTube.